we saw the U.S. men's national team back in action, and our guy Charlie was at the timeout market in Boston feeling every bit patriotic. Huh, Charlie?
My heart is full. I got goosebumps listening to that. Yesterday's experience, being in my hometown and seeing the whole city united for this one game, it's one of those moments where I reflect back to when I was 7 years old, and this whole journey of playing the game and trying to expect and hope that everyone would understand why it is the beautiful game, why it's the world's game. And New England is such a tough market to break into when you're thinking about the long traditions of the Bruins, the Red Sox, the Patriots, the Celtics. And it finally felt like my city is a soccer city. And I was filled with love and happiness and joy. And so it was a nostalgic feeling, but at the same time, it was like an uplifting, we made it type of feeling,
Well, you guys are up there rivaling Kansas City for best soccer city in the U.S. But hey, welcome in everybody to Morning Footy, 48 Nations. I'm Claudia Pagan alongside Tony Miola. Charlie Davies over here, the most patriotic man maybe here on the sofa set today. And of course, we have Matteo Bonetti. Now, Charlie and Tony were on the U.S. coverage yesterday. So, Charlie, let's stay with you. I want to bring out the vibe meter. Now, this is a surprise to me. I don't know what we have here on the vibe meter. What do we think here? How are you feeling for the U.S.? Charlie, we've got Dare to Dream, Cookin'. What else do we have?
So
if
my hand is the meter,
all the way over.
Dare to Dream. Wow. We are vibing right now. Tony and I, we've talked for so long. It feels like we've talked for 10 years in the build up to this. And when you hire a coach like Mauricio Pochettino, correct me if I'm wrong, you're expecting this group to go to new levels, and not just with your energy and the hope and playing with the country, on your shoulders. It's more about, I want to see tactical nous. I want to see some different ways of playing and breaking down teams and flexibility and unpredictability. We're seeing that. The first game, they're flying, right? They took it to Paraguay. Paraguay had no answer. They were just suffocated, panicked. They had nothing. We played them off the park. And some people might say, oh, the first half it was 3-0 in the first half. So what did you expect in the second half? They weren't going to play the same way. And they closed out the game. Now against Australia, Pochettino said, you know what? I'm gonna switch it completely up. Tony Popovich, the Australian coach, he thinks he knows how I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play with two strikers and give their back line no time. They think they're gonna be comfortable on the ball. We're gonna suffocate them. We're gonna play with two to occupy their center backs who cannot deal with players on the dribble. It worked out. It was a tactical masterclass, and these players are so bought in. So for me, Dare to Dream, because if they play this way and they can play committed and they can get the job done, but they got a clean sheet, who's to say who's going to stop them?
Can I tell you guys something? I'm a dual citizen. I was born in Italy, came here when I was 5. I grew up in America. I consider myself as American as I consider myself Italian. Obviously, we were all heartbroken on the Serie A desk that Italy didn't make the World Cup. But with the way the U.S. has been playing and with all the scenes that I've seen from around this country, no matter what the media says to you in other countries, you come here, and I think hundreds of thousands of fans are seeing what we're all about. I have never felt prouder in this moment, especially in this moment right now, where you hear all this negativity about this country. I've felt so proud to be American, not just to follow the U.S. men's national team, but to see all the scenes in every city in America and people coming here and saying, everyone's so welcoming, everyone's so friendly. I went to college in Boston. You're a Boston guy. Boston's not considered a friendly place. No one says, oh, when you think of Southern hospitality, when you think of friendliness, no one says New England. People from Massachusetts have a nickname that I don't think I can say on this show. But the reality is, even in Boston, people are welcoming, they're friendly, they're accepting all these different cultures.
Boston. It's a new Boston. It is,
man, and it's such a great time right now. Like, I am so hyped about the USMNT, about this country, about how we've welcomed everyone in. I think this is just a great, great time for new soccer fans to get into this sport, to hop on the hype train. the hype train that these guys have created. When was the last time they won 2 straight games in the World Cup? It's been since before
1950, maybe?
No, it was 30, right?
1930.
Or 34.
Your former teammate Bert scored a hat trick there, Tones. But I'm curious, Tony, because where the country is now, you started this project because in 1994, because of your success, the country bought into the idea of entertaining a national league, right? You were at the forefront of that. Now, the crowds were full at all these stadiums. Everyone was really intrigued by the sport, but not everyone knew the depth of the sport, right? But you inspired a whole generation. Fast forward to now, are you surprised at how much the game has grown? And then, how do you compare it from 94 to now?
So I'm not surprised at how much the game has grown, nor am I surprised by the crowds, right? We had this for a month in 1994. Support like you can't imagine in 1994. Just kind of what they're feeling now. I think it's different because there's an expectation. When you have an expectation of something, there's an anticipation when you go to the stadium. I think people came to the stadium in 1994 and like, I'm rooting for the U.S., but I don't know what the hell's going to happen here for the next 90 minutes, right? Where now these fans yesterday, just think about the national anthem. I went back last night, talk about chills, and I watched the national anthem because we were doing this pregame, right? So we didn't get to see the pregame festivities. I was almost in tears. Like I had chills listening to that stadium. And then after watching, I don't know how country roads has become a thing in Seattle, but did you see the team on the field last night? Like if you're an American and you didn't get chills, then you got to check yourself, right? And then to Mateo's point, like this game unites people. As much as we argue about, oh, FIFA put the tickets too expensive, or we can't park here, we got to take a train here. Like this is the world's game for a reason. Right? It's not us making that up. We didn't call it. We didn't make. This has been the world's game forever, and I think we're seeing that right now. And I love it because again, I've been there from the beginning. Yes, there was still color. I know where you're going to go. There was color TV, like when I started playing, because we did this in the green room this morning. But
Tony thinking the worst. I was going to say there's a comment that says Tony and a group of legends started this process in 1990. I was going to be nice to you.
Yeah,
well before Batman was created and Superman and these superheroes. You had Tony in the cape with his mullet. I mean, this guy, he's been around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just to see this, I'm not turning over there for the next hour and a half.
You were too nice.
You and I are going to talk for an hour and a half. No, but to see this for where it's come.
A living fossil.
Now there's.
Poor Tony. You did it to yourself. We didn't bring it on camera. You did.
There's an expectation now, and I love it. I love that there's a little bit of pressure on the team. I love that people go to the stadium and are thinking, okay, yeah, we can take Turkey, who was the favorite, who's no longer going to play after match day 3, and now we're going to look at the bracket in a little bit. We're going to hope and dream, oh yeah, we can get this done. Who knows what we're going to get done? No one has any idea how it's going to turn out. But I love that there's like an anticipation.
So
about
do you
the whole
agree with
thing.
my vibe check right now?
I would have went over here. I don't know. There was nothing left over there.
Yes.
They only went to here. I would have went down a little bit. But yeah, I love it, man. And long may it last here for another couple of weeks and see how this thing turns out. But I love the world is coming. Think of the world is coming to America, of course, in Canada and Mexico. Don't want to forget them, to enjoy our game, the game that we love. It's not going to happen all that often in our lifetime.
Yeah, and absolutely incredible, as you guys have been saying, what the U.S. have already been able to do so far. It's truly been a tournament of first for them in so many different ways. We're saying it's the first time since 1930 for them to get back-to-back wins. It's the first time for them to win at least two group stage matches overall, and it's also the first time that they've scored 2 or more goals in the first half in consecutive games. So, Mateo, though, looking at all these positives that we do have here, do you think that these 2 results are based on how good the U.S. men's national team is, or do you think their opponents have maybe made them look a little bit better than they are?
Look, you can only play who's in front of you. These are games where a lot of teams have struggled. I mean, look at what Australia did to Argentina in the last World Cup. Like, Australia, I know we've been talking about this whole Grella thing about a layup. First of all, I played ball with Mike. His layups go in maybe 50% of the time. So I think what he meant is that it was a 50-50 game when he said it was a layup. But this U.S. team, now, because of the quality of the opposition of a lot of the guys on the field, they're used to going up against the best teams in the world, the best players in the world. I don't know how many of those guys will be phased when they see Vinny Jr. in front of them. Even someone like Freeman, who's just burst onto the scene, be like, wait a second, I played that guy in La Liga when I was at Villarreal and we played Real Madrid. All these guys have gone up against the best teams in the world in the Champions League, most of these guys, excuse me, in the starting lineup. So maybe in the past, some of the guys wouldn't have quite realized what was coming at them. But I mean, now we're in the best position since I've been a U.S. fan, since I've been watching the sport, where I don't think these guys are going to get phased by anyone who's on the other side of the pitch.
No, and to build off of that, Claudia, you look at Spain, and they can't beat a team where they should be expected to win 5-0. So if you look at that in Cape Verde, how they've been able to put a good performance in, you look at what Congo has done against Portugal. So these countries who are supposedly not strong, you'd still stack Paraguay and Australia even to, you know, some of these other countries to get results. So of course there's a balance. These teams are not perennial powerhouses. They're not England, they're not France, but we played Senegal, right, in a warm-up match, and Senegal took it to France. They made it a very difficult match until Mbappe had to turn on his superpowers and take off in that second half. But ultimately, I think the U.S. are playing phenomenally, and it wouldn't really necessarily matter who the opponent is at this moment.
Yeah. So right now we do have a poll going on YouTube right now. We've asked you guys, how far can the U.S. go in the World Cup? At the moment, a little over half of you guys are saying just until the round of 16, and that we do have some more hopefuls at 30% at the current moment. Keep voting, though, because we continue on with this poll. Quarterfinals, 30%. Semifinals, 16%.
Are all the viewers aware of the path? Because the pathway makes it even that much more convincing. On top of how well they're playing, you're telling me that they got to play the third-place team in Group B. Most likely, which is Bosnia or Qatar. That's essentially what it's going to be. And then the next game, which we're talking about, round of 16, which I think some fans are, maybe that sounds good if we get to the round of 16, but New Zealand could be that team. Belgium could be that team. And by the way, none of those teams have been convincing either. So now you're talking, you get through that, you're in the quarterfinal.
Can I ask you two guys, you guys have played for the U.S., if you get to the quarterfinals, do you think the players will feel like they're playing with house money, or will the pressure get ramped up even more because they're here and they're like, we can make a historic run, never the likes that's been seen before? Well,
remember, in 2002, the group I was with was in the quarterfinals, and we were playing Germany, who was one of the favorites, right, to get to the finals. They eventually get to the finals but lose to Brazil. But we went into that game thinking, as you grow in the tournament, you grow momentum, you grow in confidence, right? You start to think, oh, maybe we can get this done. And truth be told, we lose that game to Germany 1-0. But if the soccer gods were fair, which we all know, it's never really fair. It's not all, every game they're not fair. We win that game. I mean, Germany felt lucky to get off the field. So, again, that's why I say you never know what's going to happen. But we put ourselves then in a position to compete with anybody in the world. We're putting ourselves now in a position to compete with anyone. I've watched, I don't know about you guys, I've watched every minute of every single game. When I think about the first round and, of course, sort of match day 2 we've just gotten into, right? I look at France and Senegal in that group, who are outstanding. I think Morocco would always be a tough out. Spain, I wasn't convinced, but I do want to see them now that they have a game under their belt, and now maybe the nerves. I always want to see everyone 2 times, right, before I make a complete judgment. And there are a couple, Portugal still, I want to see him in that mode. But it's like, if you got drawn with anyone other than those teams right now, I mean, the U.S. has been as good as anybody
100%
in the tournament, as good as anybody. Again, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? But I'm convinced that they would feel, to your question, that they can go and compete with anybody.
Yeah, and as you were mentioning, who potentially the U.S. could face in the next rounds, we will continue taking a look at that on the other side of the break. We'll continue
keep
talking
voting.
Keep voting.
Keep voting.
Thank you. And Tony, just so you know, someone said 90s wasn't that long ago. So, you're very young in everybody else's eyes, except maybe Charlie. All right,
the
let's go.
60s were long ago.
It was the end of the 60s I was born.
No, let's go around the grounds to see everything else that we'll be talking about. There is a lot of bad news for Spain as Lamine Yamal still won't be ready to play a full game when tomorrow they take on Saudi Arabia. Yesterday, Brazil beat Haiti 3-0 thanks in part to a Mateus Cunha brace. And Ismail Sabari became the first Moroccan player to score in back-to-back World Cup games for Morocco, leading them to a win over Scotland. And a fantastic day, as we've been talking about, for the U.S., who beat Australia to clinch a spot in the knockout rounds. Meanwhile, Turkey, who's also in their group, have already been knocked out of the World Cup. Before we go to break, we do have a little morning footy trivia. So guys, start thinking about your guesses for our trivia question. The question is, USA have 6 goals in this World Cup. The last time they scored more than 4 goals at a World Cup in 2014. Who scored the 5th and final goal in a 2-0? Well, I've got a completely different... Oh, sorry. Who scored the 5th and final goal in a 2-1 loss to Belgium? So I'll have you guys think about the morning footy trivia question, and we'll be back with the answer coming up later in the show. But for right now, we're going to take a quick break here. More Morning Footy 48 Nations coming up.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
It's U.S. versus Australia. They're a catalyst for a lot of the trash talk that's been happening.
I see an elephant in the room. I see a team that's inferior to us in every single way.
You've had as many international caps as everyone in this room. 0.
Will's got no hairline as well. Look at that.
So I'm okay with that. We have a very special guest joining us, Adamo de Negris from SBS Sport. We brought him in here. Let's go.
You said we think we're Brazil. No, we don't. We just think we could beat you.
I'm not jinxing this team. I can't come out and say, hey, this is going to be a layup.
This is the United States of America over here. This is a special place. In the end, the football spoke 2-0. Thank you very much.
How we feel about the U.S.? Hey, I got one thing to say. We're going to win the World Cup, baby. Let's go!
The vibes are immaculate.
Dino,
Jump.
it's destiny, bro. It's destiny.
Goodbye. See you 9,000 miles, 9,400 miles. You can think about the game today.
Well, Nico, if you're watching, that is how you drink a beer. But listen, all three World Cup co-hosts are unbeaten through the first 2 match days for the U.S. men's national team. They've been 2 wins now against Paraguay and Australia, so they have clinched their spot in the round of 32. And honestly, I think we're all happiest, though, with this result against Australia because it settled the debate between Mike Grella and the entirety of Australia. Take a look at this picture here. Look at him. That's more of a dunk. That's not a layup. That looks like a dunk.
I did this on AI, and it knew it understood the mission right away. Can you imagine if the U.S. did not win? The fire that Mike Grella would be under. Even he was confident yesterday. Even so, he said he could protect himself.
This is the best one.
Yeah, this is another one that. So I was told when I created this that he shaved his chest, but he left the back and shoulders. So again, AI understood the assignment. Very accurate. Almost too accurate.
Oh, Grella has to be very, very happy about that.
Very graphic, that second one.
Oh, my goodness.
I love it.
Love it. All right, so let's talk about specifically, can we talk about Alex Freeman to start off? Because obviously such a big story for him, especially when you take a look at his career and the resume, if we can pull that up, because it's really, truly been just an incredible year and a half for him. He made his MLS debut February of last year, 2025, and it was just the next game in March, just a week later, where he actually got his first start in MLS. And then that same year, last summer, he made his first start for the U.S. men's national team. He ended up being the young player of the year in MLS. And then you lead to January of this year, 2026. He makes a transfer over to Spain, to Villarreal. And then, of course, just yesterday, June 19, 2026, he got his first World Cup goal in his second start. And then afterwards, he was given a Polaroid to remember that moment for the rest of his life. Given that picture on the plane. But Tony, truly what an incredible year and a half, even if we're just looking at that for Alex Freeman. It's not, I mean, it's not really usual for a player to go from making his first MLS debut to then going to Villarreal and then becoming such a hero at the World Cup.
Yeah, it's been incredible to see his rise. I remember I called one of his games in Orlando probably within the first 5 professional games that he played. And I remember coming back on Call It What You Want, we were chatting, I said, there's something about Alex Freeman, a little bit raw, but you look at him and physically he's got everything you could possibly ask. His engine goes forever. According to Oscar Pereira, who was his coach at the time at Orlando City, said this kid loves to work every single day. And you just kind of saw it like every day. It wasn't like this. No. It was like every day, one step, one step, one step. And then he makes the move overseas, plays a little bit early, doesn't play for a long period of time, basically, and then at the end of the season starts to get some minutes at a club that's sitting 4th in La Liga as an American player, right, coming in, and you're like, okay, there's something. And then Mauricio Pochettino, one thing he's done is unlocked Freeman in the way that he plays him, right? He can play in 3 different positions on the right-hand side, right fullback, right wing-back, and right center back in the 3, which we've seen him, actually we saw him play 2 positions yesterday, but in particular that right side in the back 3, man, his game's just grown.
What I love about him is he's like a freak train, because when you see him just absolutely lung-busting runs down the right flank, and he also has a little bit of a dribble to his game as well. Like, he can come in, he's comfortable on the ball. I think what separates him, when I think back to emerging right backs in our system, like DeAndre Yedlin, you know, speed, quickness, not necessarily the most comfortable with the ball at his feet under pressure. He'll come inside. Alex Freeman will come inside on the dribble and then break lines on the dribble, similar to what we've seen from Yunus Musa at times in that last World Cup. he's got something really special, and he's just scratching the surface. I had to, take a second to see how fast he's made progress over since his first cap. And over this time, he's really just grown with his IQ, with his technique, and his athleticism is superior.
Yeah, Mateo, just real quick, a comment saying Freeman just getting started and he's playing already like a veteran, as Charlie was saying.
I've only watched him at Villarreal and with the U.S., and Villarreal is a team historically that punches above their weight. Their scouting system, the sporting director, they've always unearthed jewels all over the place. So when a team like that goes for you, and it's quite an unusual move from a La Liga team to go to Orlando and get a guy this young and instantly give him some games, even though he wasn't an every game starter. But what I noticed right away is that, first of all, I mean, a dad who was in the NFL, right, with the Green Bay Packers, a defensive end, I believe, which clearly the athleticism is wide receiver, was he?
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's why I don't cover the NFL. But 6'2", 6'3", can play as a right-sided center back in the back three, can play as a right back, and even play as a wing back. And you can see that size. It's almost like a cheat code on set pieces that you already have your two tall center backs in the middle. Now you got another guy that can defend those set pieces. And even on the other side, that you have another aerial threat that can get forward. So it feels like this kid is really exciting. Just from the few games I've seen, I'm like, whoa, the U.S. really have something special with this guy. His versatility at such a young age, very impressed.
Yeah. All right. Well, Charlie, before you were talking about the brackets that we could potentially see as the U.S. continue their journey, because the U.S. and the other co-host, one of the other co-hosts, Mexico, they are the only two nations to so far have secured their spot in the knockout rounds in the round of 32. So as we continue seeing further and further.
Shout out to CONCACAF.
Look at this.
Host nations, let's go.
Exactly.
Canada's
as we
about to
see
be
group
there.
stage matches continue to go on with match day 2 and then finally match day 3. We'll see this continue to fill out. But let's take a look at who the U.S. could potentially face in the round of 32. Our friends at SofaScore have done an early prediction, and they said that Bosnia and Herzegovina is most likely at this current moment, followed by Qatar. But guys, this is just the top 5 possible opponents out of a potential 24 shown, Tony.
I like 1 and 2 more than I like 3,
Yeah.
4, and 5.
We all do.
Right.
Tony, what basketball term? Is this an alley-oop, slam dunk?
No, I'm not going there with any of this stuff. That's for one of my buddies to do. There's still a lot to play for. And as you stretch out this bracket, if you looked at it today, of course, it would look really attractive. We know things are going to change. I think regardless, the U.S. has done themselves a favor by finishing first in the group, right? And I think the potential, if they didn't finish first, you would have potentially run into in one scenario like in Argentina. And those are kind of teams, and I didn't mention Argentina earlier, I don't know why, but one of those teams, like, you just don't want to play in the early rounds of the competition, right? So mission number 1, I guess, accomplished for the U.S., right? Try and top the group and give yourself the best look at a team that's going to finish in 3rd place, and they couldn't have done any better than that.
Bosnia scares me, though. I mean, Bosnia,
You're Italian. You're Italian.
I know.
I'm Italian-American, so it scares me a little bit.
And Muraremovic, he'll be back assuming they go through. He's red carded. That's, to me, one of the most underrated center backs in this entire tournament. They have veterans. They have young players. They've got Milwaukee Messi, Esmir Bayraktarevic. So that team is. We're not going to hear any layups. These are all tough matchups. But the Bosnian one scares me because even the way they got there through the playoff route and they did the unthinkable back then. They're obviously playing with house money, especially getting through that group.
Yeah, and Charlie, here's a look. If the World Cup knockout stage, if the group stage ended today, here's a look at potentially what the knockout stages could look like.
Quarterfinals, here we go.
Quarterfinal, semifinal.
Wow.
You crazy?
New Zealand or Czechia?
If you told me before the tournament started, you give me a year in advance, 2 years in advance. If you told me 4 years ago, this would be the pathway, if you took it now, I would yank your hand right off. This is a dream. Like I've said from the beginning, that you want your team playing at their peak, right? You want them playing absolute quality football. You want the coach making the right decisions. But ultimately, you also need a little bit of luck with a pathway, with a draw. This could not be better. Of course, things are going to change from now until this bracket is set in stone, but that is a dream scenario for the U.S.
How stacked would the other side of the bracket be if that's what? I mean, this is crazy. We would have a team in the final that's never been to a final.
Yeah.
No matter what, if it was just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
guys,
no, that's just to the semifinal. Remember, there'll be 3 other pathways to get there. So
still, man, like the U.S., that would be the clearest runway the U.S. has ever had in their history to get to a semifinal.
Yeah, maybe outside of 1930.
Yeah, I want to.
Don't you remember those days?
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself looking at that thing because I got anxious when I saw it. Right? I'm like, oh, let's sign up now. But I mean, there's so much. Like that's going to change by the hour. Even today, with 3 games today, that's going to change. Like things are going to move around. But I go back to the mission was to finish top of the group, right? Because then, no matter what, you give yourself a 3rd place team. So theoretically, you're giving yourself an opportunity against a team that hasn't been great for 3 matches, right? And that's all you can ask for. The rest of it will play out, and we'll see. But yeah, I would sign up for that. But
look how excited the 2 U.S. guys
are. I'm not quite sure.
Is
that really right here?
Be careful the way you guys say it, or New Zealand or Czechia fans are going to come after you like they did after Grella.
New Zealand and Czechia would sign up for that too, so it's not like you're disrespecting anybody, right?
Same
they would
way
love
Australia
that.
was signing up for the U.S.
Yeah, of course.
All of those teams would say
they would love that.
Yes,
group.
please. But I tell you right now, from my perspective, hell to the yes.
All right, we'll see how everything plays out. But right now, we are going to take a quick break here on the network. Much more Morning Footy 48 Nations coming up for you on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my camp.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into Morning Footy 48 Nations. Here's our trivia question. The last time that the U.S. men's national team scored more than 4 goals at a World Cup was back in 2014. So who scored the 5th and final goal that year for the U.S., which was a 2-1 loss to Belgium? Thoughts? What do you guys have here for this?
I know this one. I'll leave it to
who's speaking on behalf of the three of you?
I actually feel like I know this one, but I can't think of his. I see his face, but I can't put a name to his face.
Should we get you a whiteboard so you can draw it out? Do your best Nico Cantor artiste impression.
I know who it is.
Charlie, then
I know
go
who
ahead.
It is,
Yeah, Julian Green.
Ding, 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 ding. You guys got that?
He had the shot with like outside of his foot.
It's like
it kind of was
weird.
I don't know if he shanked it or if he purposely tried to.
Like he threw the goalkeeper off. It was like a change up, right? Yeah.
Where did he end up, by the way?
Second Bundesliga.
How do you say it? Further Gruth? Yeah. I don't know how to say it.
Further Gruth.
Yeah, just like that.
Was Julian Green who you were thinking about?
No.
No.
I see his face.
Trying to help you out here. You could have just said
I was thinking of Jordan Morris's face. I don't know why.
Never would have known. All right, well, speaking of our guy, Nico Cantor, it is day, 9, 10 for him on the road, and he is leaving the West Coast and now heading to Dallas, Texas.
Thank God he's not a singer.
And I won't forget the men who died.
You know what I love?
Gave
It's
their
for effort,
right
though.
to me, and I proudly stand up next to.
This is incredible. Every time we see Nico now, he's singing a different song.
Who gave their right to me, and I proudly stand up.
Well, here's a look at where Nico is on his epic World Cup journey. So they were out on the West Coast in Seattle, right, for yesterday's U.S. men's national team game, and immediately hit the road. They're going down to Dallas, Texas. So they'll spend the next 2-3 days on the road just simply traveling. So let's bring our guy Nico on. Nico,
Ogden, Utah.
Look how he's bouncing around. Imagine how he slept.
The bus is clearly traveling down south right now. Are you using the next 2 or 3 days to catch up on sleep, catch up on rest, and maybe rest that voice for the vocal cords that you'll be singing the next city?
You try sleeping on a bumpy RV as we're bombing down whatever interstate highway we're bombing down right now. We're in the middle of Utah, in Ogden. I have no idea how you pronounce it. Utah, baby. We started out in Washington State yesterday, like around 6 p.m. local. We passed a time zone, so that means I slept less. And we are on our way to Dallas because on Sunday, we'll get there like Sunday, 2 a.m. Sunday.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
Sunday afternoon, there is the Argentina rally for Argentina, Austria on Monday.
Oh, my God. I know you can't wait for that. But, Nico, I've been so curious. You've been around the world. You've gone to multiple World Cups. You've been in incredible environments and atmospheres before. Where does yesterday's environment rank for you?
Chuck, let me tell you, Seattle was awesome. I'm trying to put it into perspective with all the other World Cups that I've been to. Because in Seattle, you could feel World Cup vibes. Of course, that feeling is heightened because of the U.S. being the home side, but there were people from all around the world. You go to Pike Place, and there were Australians, there were Argentines, there were Brazilians, there were all types of people from all around the world feeling the celebratory spirit of the World Cup, and that's what you want to see. And Seattle embraced it. They were so welcoming. I think people that were traveling to the United States felt like, wow, they must have felt like, you know, football has made it in the United States if this is the atmosphere. So in LA, I feel like further away you get to the stadium, it wasn't so festive. I think it'll happen in cities that are huge, like LA, like a Miami. Maybe perhaps not New York, because New York is a very concentrated city, but I'm curious to see how it looks like in other cities. But Seattle, no notes, Chuck. It is at the level of all my greatest experiences ever at World Cups.
Nico, it looks like you're on the Artemis. Are you sure you're in an RV? You are bouncing around. So just really quickly before we get back to the football, how's the accommodation been? Have you been able to sleep in there?
I know.
Whoa, jeez.
You got to go back to acting school, too.
What's going on?
Yeah, bro. We
Grab your mic, Nico.
we get to. Yeah, sorry, I forgot that I had to grab my mic. I mean, you sleep what you can, bro. Just like a World Cup. It's the coverage, you know? You got to be on the road, ready to go, and you do what you can.
Nico, yeah, we talked. This is your first time to the Pacific Northwest. Like, I get the game, right? It was exciting. What's your rating of that area of the country? Because you had never been there before this, right?
Never. I'd like to check out Portland. I'd like to check out Oregon. You know, it looks beautiful. The drives are amazing. The trees, the mountains as you look out the window. Beautiful, beautiful part of the country. I gotta come back for something non-football related because it definitely deserves a little bit more of a visit.
You gotta check out Vancouver as well,
just
Nico.
Getting into the culture. Yeah, Vancouver, Canada as well. I was in Vancouver or Portland, but Vancouver, Canada must be really nice. But yeah, Chuck, I'd love to come back, you know, see the orcas. Mariana, my wife, actually did this trip when she was younger and she saw the orcas. So I'd love to do this trip later on in my life and you know, non-soccer related because it definitely deserves it.
Yeah, we have a comment saying Seattle's a football city because of the Sounders. So, Nico, I have maybe the most important question. What hurts more? Your vocal cords from all the singing or your calves from all the jumping that you've been doing?
Guys, I swear I strained my calf yesterday. It just hurts. It's not 100%. Like if I had to bike tomorrow, I'd be a little bit wary of it. I'd want to be like, Pulley, sit this one out to see if I can come back in the knockout stage. Because by the way, next match for the U.S. and Turkey is absolutely meaningless. I don't know if you guys talked about that yet. U.S. is top of the group, Turkey's bottom of the group, no matter what, because of the new rules in the group stage, which is head-to-head. So he can rest, and hopefully I can too, because vocal cords you can recover, but calf strain, me duele un poquito. It's, there's a lot of jumping done yesterday. I didn't get to warm up.
Nico, I love that we can see your legs. Thankfully, not your feet yet in HD. I wanted to ask you about Turkey because that's been the biggest disappointment so far of the World Cup. Did you get to watch their game last night? I know it was.
Sounds like you want to see my feet, Matteo.
I think he does.
Look, do you have the feet shoes on with the little
weird carved out toes?
Yeah, he has those.
Ew.
This is morning
I hope you left those at home.
Tony's about to check out now.
Morning
Look, for some people they might want to see that, not me. So what did you think of Turkey, Nico? How surprised are you?
Turkey being eliminated in just their second game after a 24-year absence from the World Cup is a national embarrassment, especially for a country with such rich football heritage. Their exit has several people to blame. First and foremost, I think their manager, Vincenzo Montella, for everything that he did to get Turkey to this level. It all went by the wayside because of several tactical decisions. For starters, playing a winger as your 9 against 3 ginormous Australians in the first game. And then, obviously, against Paraguay, didn't work out. First person to blame. Then, certain superstars that weren't up to the task. Arda Güler, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Kenan Yıldız when he came in, albeit he was a little bit injured to start the tournament. Players that should have performed higher, especially going to a World Cup. I think of the Turkey generation from 2002 that punched above their weight to really get Turkey global recognition. The team from the Euros in 2008 that had a deep run. Those guys didn't earn the money that these guys earn now. We're talking about guys that are playing in Real Madrid, at Inter, the superstars, at Juve. Those guys in 2002, I think of a Rüştü Reçber. He had to have the tournament that he had as a goalkeeper of Turkey to get the move to Barcelona. I think Tony would sympathize with those previous generations because they had to help put Turkey on the map. And now that Turkey has been on the map, these guys hadn't been at a World Cup in 24 years, and they did too much talking off the pitch instead of on it. And the great might and history of Turkey didn't deserve such a fragile exit, an early exit from the World Cup.
An embarrassing exit, for sure. We had Kenan Yildiz on our podcast, Call It What You Want, and he was talking about the expectations, the hopes of making a semifinal run, matching that 2002 side. And after that first game against Australia, where there was a lack of answers and a lack of an identity, to be fair, defensively, the frailties with the pace, and we talked about it before the tournament. What did you expect for them in that second game against Paraguay? What did you hope to see, especially the circumstances of that game?
Chuck, don't you think Paraguay, though, recovered their identity in that one game? That tenacity, that fight, that grit. Look at their captain, Gustavo Gomez. Man, give me 11 Gustavo Gomez's and I will conquer the world. That is Paraguay. They set the tone from the very beginning, getting stuck in tackles, fouling Turkey from the very beginning. And obviously the goal, 2 minutes in, catapults Paraguay's spirit, right?
Yeah, but then the red
More
card
belief
at half, right?
in the game plan to
how
get
can they
it
play
done.
45 minutes down a man and still come out with 3 points?
That's Paraguay. That is Paraguay, by the way. And also, what's Miguel Almirón doing? Why are you covering your mouth? Just cuss him out in Guarani. Like, listen, I genuinely don't think Miguel Almirón said anything discriminatory or racist, and if he did, shame on him. But I think he immediately regretted it the moment he covered his mouth. Bro, just cuss him out in Guarani, because they're cussing you out in Turkish. Nobody knows what anybody is saying. So hopefully that's a learning lesson for players moving forward. So that's Paraguay, Chuck. Defending 45 minutes with a man down, that warrior spirit, those leaders on the pitch. Paraguay recovered their identity, and Turkey were a little bit shocked from the beginning. It took them a while to get back into the game, but that dynamic with Turkey, that's a lot of ball possession, a lot of control of the game, momentum in their favor, and being unable to capitalize. We kind of saw that in the World Cup qualifiers leading into this. They were hanging on against Bosnia very late. There were signs that Turkey need to take a step up at this World Cup if they don't want to suffer. And even against 10-man Paraguay, they suffered a lot.
I can't stop looking at your hairy legs. I don't know
Anything else you need to tell us, Chuck?
I just can't. It's just right in my face.
Thankfully, no feet in this thing so far. No
I was
feet.
just about to say, Matteo, you and Nico can offline about his feet after the show, since you wanted to.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a shower in there, so I can't even imagine the smells going around that poor RV. Especially with what he's pouring in now.
There is a shower. Don't worry.
Thank God.
He can soak his feet in there.
Oh,
Please
you guys
do.
are just...
Go soak them up.
You guys, it's morning footy because of footy, like football, soccer, not for feet.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah, I know.
Well, he's got a catfish.
And on top of that, look who's talking with thunder thighs Chuck over here. Come on, bro.
I was desperate to get on this show. Now I don't really care anymore. It's the wrong kind of footy.
Look, those pants are about to explode. Chuck crosses his legs a little bit more and the seams start coming apart. Look at him, he knows it.
Wow.
Do you want to go switch into some shorts as well for the next segment, Charlie?
These big legs, you know?
Oh, man.
Jeez.
And the U.S. won yesterday.
This is just saying, let's go to break.
On to more important
Going
things.
somewhere
How
we don't
about we
wanna
take
go.
a quick break here? We're going to reset much more.
Want to see my foot?
Morning Footy, 48 Nations coming up on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into Morning Footy 48 Nations.
Oh my God.
Here's a look at Mr. Rowe showing us how to do the row. What happened here? Did I almost smack you in the head with my head?
You nearly headbutted me. Look, you nearly headbutted me.
Good thing Hannah was a golfer, not a rower. My goodness.
Thank God. I would have been awful.
And then here's a look at Mr. Rowe, then basically 12 hours later out in New York City, Times Square, leading the Norwegian fans through a row, putting a display on in Times Square.
Did you go to this, Claudia?
Thanks, Tony.
Claudia, I think you had 24 hours to get there and you missed it somehow?
I was like 5 minutes too late showing up to this. And I waited around for 40 minutes thinking they hadn't done it yet.
Oh, did you walk to New York from here? Can't believe you missed this.
Yes, I know, right?
There's a lot of people there.
That's
So many. I wish I could tell you about it, but I'm watching it on the video like you guys
Claudia could have
are.
been right there with the guy in the black t-shirt.
Guy was just there for the vibes.
I did wear a neutral outfit so that if I jumped in, no one would notice that I wasn't a Norwegian.
Right next to him. They're all in red.
Well, absolutely incredible because Mr. Rowe did start off the day with us, and then they went on to do that in Times Square. Hannah, I think we need to work on your row so you don't get smacked in the head next time.
Yeah, it was hard. I was actually surprised how hard it was. Mateo, I'd love to see you on the floor with your long legs.
What was hard about
Rowing
it?
the air is hard.
I was in crew in high school.
I
can tell you
puzzled
are
right now.
I don't have much athleticism left, but I feel like I can do that. What was hard
It
about
just took me by surprise.
Wait, hold on.
Tony, you'd be on my boat, man.
This is hard.
We'd be sinking, but we'd be moving.
You'd be like Bowser on that.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It just took me by surprise by how quick it was.
We were speeding up.
Yeah, we were speeding up. I thought we were just going to go.
That resistance in here is crazy.
Yeah, the water was tough out here. Anyway, should we get to the headlines?
I think you take it over from here.
Everybody, let's dig into these headlines. Starting off some World Cup news. We have some news involving an unforgettable World Cup winner. So Brazilian legend Ronaldinho has signed with Serie C side Ravenna. The 46-year-old has not played professionally since his stint with Fluminense back in 2015. Although the 2000 World Cup winner has been signed in a marketing role, Ravenna ownership has not ruled out having Ronaldinho play. With the former FC Barcelona star set to return to Italian football for the first time since his Serie A winning stint with AC Milan 15 years ago. Matteo, good news for you, don't you think?
Look, sadly we don't have Serie C rights, but let me tell you the real reason why Ronaldinho is going to Ravenna. He's not far away from one of the biggest party areas on the beach. The whole Rimini, Riccione area If he goes there to the nightclubs on the beach, forget it. This is why Ronaldinho's going to Ravenna. That is a fun spot to hang out in the summer.
You think we'd ever see him back in Italy playing, maybe?
I don't know what kind of shape he's in now. I mean, it's City of Cheese. He's going to be playing on potato patches under the interstate, you know? So it's, I don't know if that'll like sap away some of his technique, but that guy from a standstill position is still going to be must-watch TV. Like, I'll tune in somehow on a grainy stream.
Potato patches. What a way to sell it. Okay.
Tony, you've seen the Serie C pitches?
Italian football.
Tough scenes, man.
Oh, there we go. All right, then, everybody, we go from one Brazilian legend to another. Neymar could be set to see his first action at this summer's World Cup. So Carlo Ancelotti has said Neymar will be available for when Brazil go up against Scotland on Wednesday. And Neymar missed Brazil's first 2 games of the World Cup, including yesterday's 3-0 win over Haiti, due to an ongoing calf injury that has seen him sidelined since May. In other injury news, now Neymar's teammate Rafinha will have the hamstring injury he suffered last night evaluated today. According to multiple reports, Lamine Yamal could start for Spain tomorrow against Saudi Arabia, and we'll have much more on Spain later on in the show. Meanwhile, the Netherlands, they're facing an injury crisis after 2 starters collided in training. So Frenkie de Jong is a doubt for the Dutch team's game against Sweden after being injured in a collision with Quinten Timber in Netherlands training. The Barcelona midfielder played the full 90 in the Dutch team's opening draw with Japan, and Timber suffered a mild concussion in the collision and is now out for the Sweden match, which kicks off at 1 p.m. today in Houston. In more World Cup news now, this time regarding the new rules we are seeing this summer. Paraguay's Miguel Almiron was sent off late in the first half against Turkey after being shown a red card for violating a new rule. So that bans players from covering their mouth during a confrontation on the pitch. Almiron has now become the first player to be involved with 2 new rule changes at this World Cup. The first one being when he was penalised due to the mistaken identity rule when he was issued a yellow card in the US-Paraguay game. And now the Paraguayan midfielder will now miss the final group stage match against Australia. OK, then, everyone, those are your latest headlines. We're going to be back with more Morning Footy after this short break.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
It's hard to figure out what's the low point for U.S. soccer in the mid-1980s. It was a joke. For decades, the U.S. cannot for their lives qualify to a World Cup.
Yeah, it's true. I live in America, believe me.
The USA players were a bunch of amateurs and semi-professionals. Things really needed to change.
We want to be the first team to qualify in 40 years.
Odds were stacked against us. The whole world's like, come on, you're American. Put some shoulder pads on. Put a helmet on.
Everyone knew that Trinidad and Tobago was going to embarrass big bad United States and get to the 1990 World Cup.
We were carrying the weight of American soccer on our shoulders.
Everything was on the line on that day.
That moment alone changed the trajectory of soccer in the United States.
Dollar Goal, a three-part docuseries focused on the biggest game-changing moment in American soccer history. It's one of several doc-series on Paramount Plus, also including Pulisic, a 9-part docu-series available on Paramount Plus that gives you a behind-the-scenes look into the life and story of U.S. star Christian Pulisic. And also, You Don't Know Where I'm From, Dog, the story of Clint Dempsey. You can watch all 3 documentaries exclusively on Paramount Plus. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. Much more Golazo Network, 48 Nations, coming up on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my hand.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into Morning Footy. Let's catch you up on last night's World Cup action. We start in Philly, where Brazil cruised past Haiti, and it was Matheus Cunha delivering a pair of first-half goals to reward Carlo Ancelotti's decision to start him up at striker. Vinicius Jr. scored in his second straight game to secure the 3-0 win for Brazil. In the other Group C match day from yesterday, we head over to Gillette Stadium, where Morocco took on Scotland, and it was Ismail Saibari delivering another Golazo. The Bayern Munich transfer target's stunning second-minute strike set the early tone, and Scotland failed to find an equalizer. The 1-0 victory now moves Morocco to 4 points and second place in Group C behind Brazil. Now, goal scorer Ismail Saibari spoke after the match on his form that we've been seeing so far in the first 2 group stage matches. Let's take a listen.
El mejor momento de carrera, sí, porque al final es un sueño desde pequeño que quieres jugar la Copa del Mundo con tu país y le ha realizado. Y ahora de marcar 2 goles para mi país, pues bueno, muy contento. Pero al final lo más importante es de pasar las fases de grupos y ir lo más lejos posible.
So here's a look at how Group C is shaping out through the first 2 group stage match days. Brazil sitting at the top thanks to goal difference there because they have 4 points just like Morocco does. Scotland right now with 3 points, and Haiti have been eliminated after failing to win their first 2 matches. They ended up being the first nation to book their exit out of the World Cup, and an incredible accomplishment for them to be here. But let's take a look at that Morocco match that we got to see yesterday between them and Scotland. What did you see in that one and how it played out?
So I'm glad that we highlighted Saibari. He's been one of the breakout stars of the tournament. He's been linked to big teams. There's already some noise around him with the Eredivisie and the performances he put up there, but sometimes your Dutch form doesn't really translate into bigger leagues. If you needed proof that this guy, he's the man, look at what he did against Brazil. To have that cold-bloodedness when you're in your World Cup, you're making your debut, you're going up against Brazil, a team that's obviously the slight favorites, and you're one-on-one against a keeper and you play that chip, I mean, Chuck knows. That is clearly the sign of a guy who's got the composure, his timing of his runs. He's got everything. He's quick, he's big, he's physical. That being said, it wasn't the most clear-cut performance from Morocco. There was a huge penalty shot, El Ainaoui on the back of McGinn, that I thought Scotland probably should have gotten something out of. If they were a little bit more cold-blooded themselves in the final third, Scotland, it would have been a different result. But definitely a worse performance from Morocco compared to how they started off against Brazil, where they were by far the better team with Bouhaddi, who's another breakout star.
Yeah. They had the sense of a runaway game in the beginning. Like you felt like Morocco, the early goal, and you felt they had some momentum, and then Scotland kind of grew into the game. They had the big chance at the end, Robertson, the cross. I think it was McGinn at the back post right at the end of the first half, and you felt like, okay, Scotland, the energy in the stadium. You know, we know what the fans have been like in Boston. We've seen it online. So they had some real good support, but in the end, Morocco was a little bit too much. But I think Scotland can take some positives out of that game and of course, have a really important game coming up. So that group will, I guess, be decided, right, because Morocco and Brazil tied. That'll be decided on goal differential. So the 3 goals for Brazil last night were vitally important.
Yeah, extremely important. So speaking about that Brazil team that we got to see yesterday, Matheus Cunha getting 2 goals in this match, do you think maybe that signifies to you that maybe they should have started him in that match versus Morocco? Maybe it would have made even more of a difference in that match, seeing the way that he played yesterday?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he didn't start given the pace that he has. I know Igor Thiago is a bigger striker. He missed a golden chance that came across the 6-yard box, and his header, he just continued it on outside of the box. It was a weird finish. But ultimately, Matheus Cunha gives you a little bit more flexibility because he's got the pace, he'll run the channels, he'll do the dirty work. I think it aligns more with Vinny Jr. because then Vinny Jr. can play off of him and they can occupy different spaces. So ultimately, I think it enhances Brazil going forward. But this is still not the Brazil that we're used to. Ultimately, I'm still underwhelmed watching them, even with Rafinha, who apparently has a hamstring strain now. But watching them play, I'm not I'm not getting any of the jogo bonito that you would expect from a Brazil. There's no flair. We get more flair from the U.S. men's national team than we do Brazil.
But are you seeing little glimpses where you see Brazil building up in every single game with that flair?
No, not at all.
It's been gone for a while, jogo bonito.
Yeah,
right?
Surely you could say that maybe they're improving, but they're playing against Scotland.
Yeah.
Against Morocco, Morocco was far better. Morocco looked like what you would expect from Brazil. They have the flair, their creativity. You talk about Hakimi, Buwadi, Saibari, who has been doing this with PSV, so it's no secret that this guy's a baller. I mean, I've seen him in Champions League pulling out some incredible performances, so it's not like he's been flying under the radar. Now he's doing it just on the world stage, so for me, this Moroccan side is a team you don't want to
Brazil
face.
have, to me, three weaknesses. The fullbacks, especially with Wesley, who had to leave the tournament with Roma. They called up Ederson, a central midfielder, to replace him. They still have Alexandro and Danilo, two guys in their mid-30s that, imagine with all the pacey wingers coming at you, like, they could get caught out there. The midfield looks slow and lacking technique against Morocco, where Buwadi and El Ainaoui were by far running the show. The striker situation, yes, Cunha, a much better performance, but still, we're so far away from the Brazil that we all grew up with in the 2000s and in the 90s that had generational superstars. And I think that's why you got such a loud ovation when Neymar was called up. I don't think it was an ovation because the Brazilian fans necessarily thought Neymar would actually influence the game too much, because Neymar's had injuries. He's in the twilight of his career. He's barely played football, even though he's in the domestic league now. Neymar is a representation of what they used to be. Neymar is the closest thing they have now to the jogo bonito. Tony's right, is long gone. Even though he's playing at maybe 20% of his powers, just that little glimpse of like a little elastica or something fun to get them excited. Even though the Brazilians, they just want results, Neymar at least embodies that. So if he plays, great. I think that's a good storyline.
I feel, even though that era is gone, when I watch Brazil, I still feel like there's more, right? That jogo bonito and the flair went away when pretty much all the players started going to Europe, right? Because then they were playing a different style of football. But I still feel when I watch this team, like I'm always wanting more. We watched this at downtown, and by the way, it's incredible downtown to see just the streets filled with the yellow jerseys again, and every bar had the game on. And they were certainly rooting for this, but the idea was like, where is that? Where's the sense like they're building something right now? I said after match day one, I feel the same way. This is very much Carlo Ancelotti's like Real Madrid teams, where it's like about moments. It's not really like there's a flow and a rhythm to every movement, you know? There's a moment, Vinny Jr. in the first game, incredible goal. And then for a little while goes missing. And then there's some moments where he dribbles some, and it's never, it doesn't feel like we're getting towards that. But then I look at the names on paper, and yeah, a little bit older, no doubt about it, and maybe not nearly as fast, but shouldn't be in awe. Shouldn't lack technique, shouldn't lack the tactical nous to figure out the game. But that's what I feel like when I watch Brazil. Like, I'm not a fan of Brazil. I'm a fan of the game. I want to be entertained. When I see that yellow jersey, there's just something about it that says, I want to sit down and drink my glass of iced tea, and I want to be entertained for 90 minutes. Well, and yeah. I don't get that feeling.
Well, when you watch Brazil, not only are you not entertained, you can clearly see whoever's playing against Brazil there's no fear factor, zero. They've lost the ability to strike fear into opponents before they take the field. That was always Brazil. I'll never forget, you look at the 94 team with Bebeto and Romario, then to Fenomeno, and then to, the Ronaldinho, Kaká, Adriano phenomenal on the older side. But you always felt that they had that fear factor. And then even when we played them in Confederations Cup in 2009, they didn't have a Romario, a Bebeto, a Ronaldo, but they had a Luis Fabiano who was still up and coming. You had Dani Alves and Maicon. You had outside fullbacks that were bombing. You had Lucio, you had stability, and Kaká in the middle, still the playmaker.
Yeah. Who's their playmaker now? Lucas Paquetá.
And you have Robinho, who's capable of those magical moments, and Apato, who could stretch opponents and give you the speed factor with a little bit of class. Now you're watching, and I'm saying, outside of Vinny Jr., who still is not giving you the consistent Vinny Jr. that Brazil needs him to be from minute 1 to minute 90. But outside of him, where is the Brazil that's inspiring kids around the globe? to play the game. You're not getting that.
We do have lots of comments of people that are agreeing that this isn't the Brazil that we're used to, that we're long ways away from the days of Ronaldinho, Kaká, or Nine, Cafu, Rivaldo. And then we have one person who's commented a couple times saying, don't sleep on Brazil, don't sleep on Carlo Ancelotti.
No, they can still win games. No
That's
doubt.
what I was going to say. Do you feel like we're sleeping on Brazil, or we're not going that far?
It's not sleeping on Brazil. It's just calling Brazil for who they are today. They are not Brazil of old. They are not the Brazil to entertain you and keep possession and get you chasing and isolating you. And anyone in the front 3, 4, 5 can beat you on the dribble, 1v1. They don't have those players.
The Brazilians are more like what we're saying now. We're being nicer than the Brazilian media, than what Brazilians are saying inside the country. They go into every tournament in the past as the favorites. They're maybe now 5th or 6th. With the bookies,
no, that's even higher. And from what I've seen, 5th and 6th is being
kind to them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the pre-tournament odds were, that they had right around the 5th or 6th spot to win. Brazil right now, when you look at the generational superstars they had in every position, okay, they have really good center backs now. The class, the elegance, the otherworldly technique that created fans. Ronaldinho, my favorite player of all time. Ronaldinho created who knows how many millions of fans. Because when you watch him play, you're like, this is the best sport in the world. This is pure entertainment. This is pure fun. Vinny Jr. is not that guy. Vinny Jr. is a brilliant footballer, nearly a Ballon d'Or winner. Probably should have won it 2 years ago, but he's not that kind of footballer. They don't really have anyone like that. And Tony made a great point. When you take them out of the Copacabana, these guys are playing on the beach. They're playing one-touch football on the sand, and you're putting them from a young age in Europe where they're all playing the same. They're almost doing these robotic drills behind the scenes. They turn out that the Brazilians play like almost every other nation. That's why we have this uniformity where so many nations kind of just blend into each other, and we don't have the identity of decades ago, before the scouting system, before Y-Scout, before you could find a guy that was 10 years old through some crazy data analytics.
But you say
these guys were used to they were playing on the beach until they were teenagers.
Yeah,
now they're in Europe.
You say that, and I went to most recently a futsal tournament in Massachusetts, and we had Palmeiras come and Santos come. And those players had that.
But they're sticking with futsal. Are they coming over to football?
No, they're coming over to real football. But
where are they?
This is U11, right? So we're talking kids that are 10 years old, 11 years old, coming from Brazil to play in this tournament. There was also Barcelona, but those players were futsal players, not real footballers on the pitch. But they had what everyone's been waiting for Brazil. These kids had the ingenuity to come up with the rainbow flicks and the step overs and what you would expect to see from Neymar, what you would expect to see from Ronaldinho. And I'm saying, where is that getting lost in translation? Is it that simple of, hey, when you move over to Europe, enough of that?
So there's the question here saying, is Europe becoming a problem for Brazilians in Brazil?
I don't know if I'd use the word problem, but just take like 2 young players like an Endrick, right? Who's comes with like a big name to get to Europe. Estevao, another young player over the last couple seasons, has been like, this is the next guy, right? And what happens when they get to Europe, right? Do those guys play all that much, right? Endrick couldn't find a minute under Ancelotti, and they changed their style of play. Why? How many young Brazilians have gone in now and just lit up with I'll say Ronaldinho type. There's not Ronaldinhos, but just because people understand that style of football, the flair, the ingenuity, the tricks, the flicks, the dribbling, the occasional shot from 50 yards where you beat the goalkeeper, like that kind of mentality. How many young Brazilians have done that in Europe?
Can I ask you something? As a coach, we've seen now in Europe, a guy attempts something crazy, the coach is freaking out, saying, keep it simple, keep it simple. How many of these coaches as well, behind the scenes, are like, well, just do the concrete thing. Play the quick 1-2. Don't try these step overs and last go these high-risk moves. So is it even the coaches that are kind of taking the beauty out because they're scared to upset the manager on the touchline?
So we're not there, obviously. But when I look at Ronaldinho, I always looked at Ronaldinho or even great Neymar, right? They do the thing that comes off 1% of the time, but they do it, right? Where now I look at players around the world, it's easier to do the thing that comes off 90% of the time. Why? You have to have that kind of courage to do it. I just don't, like, I look, who are the most creative players in the world? Like, who are the flair guys right now? I don't know that you can pick 10 like flair guys in Europe anymore.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Cherokee is the one that comes to mind, right?
He's a street footballer.
But I look at Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United when he was doing all the step overs and he was entertaining. He was a winger. When he went to Real Madrid, he said, I'm simplifying my game. I'm not wasting energy, and I'm not doing everything that entertain people, right? Cristiano Ronaldo was full fun. I love to watch the Man United Cristiano Ronaldo. When he went to Real Madrid, it was, I only care about scoring, minimal dribbling. Like, he dribbled at times, but he was not doing...
He still does it just to kind of tease the crowd, but it doesn't get him anywhere now.
He wasn't doing the United stuff where him and Ashley Cole on the side, and he's doing all this, and you're like, oh, ole. I miss that. But when you see Cristiano Ronaldo and he's scoring 60 goals and 70 goals a season, you're saying, how can you argue that I shouldn't be doing this versus entertaining people?
I think the team that has their identity, and the first game wasn't a good recollection of that, but I think Spain right now is the team that has a clear identity from the second that you start as a 10-year-old to the top level. That tiki-taka, the passing system, I think they have the clearest, most obvious style of football.
Except for
and
Lamine
a lot of
Yamal.
countries have kind of gone away from that.
But Lamine Yamal is an outlier. That he's the player.
That's why he's the unicorn on the field. He looks different from everybody.
Yeah.
Well, when we talk about flair, at least for Brazil, they are saying reportedly that Neymar could be back with the team for Scotland, which will be super important as Rafinha came out of the game early with an injury. And reports say that he will be getting tests today to see what has been going on with him. But for right now, we are going to take a quick break here. Much more Morning Footy, 48 Nations coming up.
That was proper.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Morning Footy, everyone. Now we are joined by Buckets, our betting expert here on the Golazo network, for some bets. Buckets, it's been a good World Cup for you so far, hasn't it?
It's been a really good World Cup if you don't count Spain or Turkey. Besides that, phenomenal. But I've been burnt by those guys, I think, too many times now, so we're done betting them.
Okay, then. What have you got for us in the upcoming games? We've got 4 games today, haven't we?
4 games. I've got bets for all of you. But before I get to these bets, real quick, Matteo, I just want to say thank you for something you said earlier. You talked about how being an Italian and an American, this is kind of the most proudful you felt about being an American and about supporting this club and everything. I feel the exact same way. I think there's a lot going on in the world right now where we can kind of lost in everything else outside of footy. But I mean, I'm not a recognized USA fan. I root for Germany every World Cup, but this is the first time I'm sitting here and I'm kissing the kit and I'm getting excited and I'm calling my parents and I don't know, it just feels good. So I appreciate you saying that, Matteo, because I think a lot of people are feeling that same sentiment of proud to be a USA right now.
I love that. A lot of us are dual citizens in this country, and right now it's a great time to be an American. We're seeing loads of people talking about how great the country is, how welcoming everyone's been. So for me and Bucks, I didn't even know he was German. That's awesome, but we're feeling, we're smelling the freedom right about now.
We absolutely are, but enough of the freedom. Let's talk about the bets here. I'm going to rapid fire through all of these games, and you guys can at the end give me a big thumbs up or big thumbs down here, starting with Netherlands versus Sweden. 2 bets for this one. Absolutely love goals in this fixture. The easiest bet on the planet for me is both teams to score and over 2.5. Netherlands have not kept a clean sheet in their last 5. Sweden haven't in their last 12, and even though Netherlands are the better side, we kind of saw what it looks like, just a glimpse against Tunisia when Isak and Gyökeres are both firing on the same level here. I'm expecting goals, which is why bet number 2 is me doing the Selly anytime I can. Victor Gyökeres to score or assist. We're getting it at plus 150. I'm expecting this to be very similar to the Japan game, maybe a 2-2 final score. Then we go to Germany versus Cote d'Ivoire. 2 more bets. Again, the easy one all tournament has been both teams to score. It's minus 125. This Germany team is incredible at pressing forward, but their defense, and we even saw this against Curacao, it is leaky and it is struggling right now. I expect a strong Cote d'Ivoire team to get past this German back line and find at least 1 goal. And then if I'm looking at somebody to bet a player prop on, Jan Diamande. I am a Bundesliga fan, which means I am terrified of this guy, but every game he plays, we are going to see his price tag go up another 10, 15 million. So expect him to continue to have big games, him to get 1 shot on target, not even a goal. A shot on goal is plus 150, and I love that for how Diamande is playing right now. Ecuador versus Curacao. This is probably the toughest one to bet on because a lot of people aren't really giving a lot of credit to this Curacao team. They're saying, this is a team that got smacked by Germany 7-1. Well, you know what? They scored against Germany, and that's something you should be able to celebrate in its own right. But Ecuador, not only do they need to win, they need to pump up the goals to boost their goal differential, which is why I'm taking Ecuador over 2.5 team total. Ecuador to score 3 or more goals at minus 115. And then finally, Tunisia versus Japan, 2 bets. I am kind of shocked by the numbers here because I know that Tunisia is having a ton of problems right now, but Japan is a very good side that is not getting the respect they deserve. Japan, over 1.5 goals in this game is minus 125. I think Japan score 3 or 4 goals in this game, so I love that number. And if you're looking at someone to score, just look at Ayase Ueda. To score or assist is even money. It should not be even money for the way he played in the Eredivisie and for how he's been now for a very long time. He is an incredible striker, and in a game where I think, again, they're going to score 3 goals, you got to believe he's going to be a part of it, guys.
Buckets, I love that. I actually really like your Netherlands, Sweden, both teams to score. And watch out for Daniel Malen. He was behind Harry Kane as the 2nd most informed striker domestically in 2026. He came close to scoring in that Netherlands draw 2-2 against Japan. So I like that. And obviously Sweden top heavy. Isak and Gyökeres looking more like the players we thought they would become last summer when they were bought for big money. So I think that's a great one.
Love it, Matteo.
All the Italians love Marlon since he went to Serie A, don't they? Okay, then. Awesome. Thank you very much, Buckets, for all the bets. Everybody, we're going to be taking a quick break here on Morning Footy. We've got much more coming up on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down. The grand prize, $1 billion. Win this game. Change your family's life forever. Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the running man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Open your eyes. Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it? The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
The accuracy, the precision, the perfect power. Xavi Simons, he's won it back. That's his determination, that's his quality. Xavi Simons from midfield, all the way! Well set to capitalise on the counter. This is Simons. Oh, what a fabulous goal that is! And provides one of his best moments since he joined the club. It's to rob it from Van Hecker, Simons. Vipa trying to get in the way! And that's pretty special from Xavi Simons.
Xavi Simons is one of the most exciting young midfielders in Europe. The Dutch international has scored 49 goals in 178 senior appearances, won the Eredivisie Golden Boot during his time with PSV, and has already earned 34 caps for the Netherlands, helping Orange reach the semi-finals of the Euros in 2024. So with that, everyone, we are now joined by the Tottenham midfielder, Xavi Simons. Xavi, thank you so much for joining us today here on Morning Footy. We are a morning show very early on, so we do like to ask our guests what they'd like to eat for breakfast every day. So what do you tend to go for in the morning?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Yeah, for me, it's just simple. Just some toast with eggs and some water, and then I'm good for the day.
Oh, very filling, right?
Toast and eggs, simple.
So talk to me. How has this been for you, this whole time of recovering, since the ACL tear? How are you spending your time? How's recovery going? Because I know fans are constantly wondering, when's Xavi Simons getting back on the pitch?
Yeah, first of all, obviously, I've been waiting for this moment to play at the World Cup, which is the biggest stage. And yeah, then that happened, the ACL happened. And yeah, the first 2 days was really hard for me, especially because I got not so many injuries. So it was hard. But after that, together with my family, yeah, we only have to stick together to be positive. And, I see it like this, things happen for a reason. So I'm embracing this journey right now, yeah.
Xavi, I know from my own experiences, in 2009, I was involved in a serious car accident. Literally 2 days after we qualified for the 2010 World Cup, I had broken onto the scene, starting striker for the U.S. And next thing I know, they told me I might not be able to walk again, let alone play professional football. Sometimes during this process, you think the surgery might be the toughest part, maybe it's the rehab, but ultimately I think it's the grieving part. Have you been able to grieve since, finding out that you won't be able to participate in this summer's World Cup?
I think yes, right now, but the start, as I told you, was really hard for me because even I'm still young. I've played one World Cup already. This was an important tournament for me because obviously playing in the US and being a big part of the national team. But right now I'm okay. I'm in the right place together with my family. I'm lucky to have this family with me, and now is be positive every day and working really hard to be even stronger. Yeah, so that's my aim right now.
And Xavi, one word you've mentioned a couple of times in this interview already is family. And you've spoken about the importance of your family throughout your whole career. You have pre-match rituals of FaceTiming with them. How have they supported you in your phase of recovery from this ACL injury?
Yeah, obviously they are with me always in the good times and in the bad times. But yeah, as I told you, when I received the news that that I had the ACL 2 days after my mom came at my house, and she directly said to me, "Okay, it's time to stop crying. We have to look forward and to be positive." And it's like that. I'm lucky that I have a mom like that, and right now it's at the stage where I am right now. So yeah, that's important for me.
What have you learned about yourself during these last few months? If there's anything new that you've learned about yourself, given that you've had to overcome such adversity?
Yeah, I knew I love football because I've played my whole life. But the first week, I was really conscious about not being able to walk and not being able to do things on my own. And I think that was a really impressive shock for me because, as I told you before, I never had big injuries. Not being able to stand up alone or not being able to go to the toilet alone, that was something that had a really big impact on me. And yeah, maybe because we are so busy in our life and doing all these things in a daily basis that we are not too conscious about just little things in life. And I think that's something that stuck with me.
Xavi, that's exactly what I felt in, coming out of the hospital after about a month or so. I'm in a wheelchair, then I get to crutches, but you're forced to think about the future without football in it. And without football in it, because we're so tied to that being part of our identity, that you're thinking, what else is out there? Oh my God, there's so much more to life without the game. So you start to think, hey, when I'm done playing, I got to start thinking about, potentially what will I do? What will I want to do? What will bring me happiness?
Yeah, of course. It's something that when you're there a week alone in bed and you're not able to do nothing, that is when the mind starts to play in your head and to think about things. And obviously now at the stage where I am right now, I'm already walking, already picking up muscle on my legs. There are things that I maybe think, okay, I would like to do this or to spend my time on this.
Yeah, and you're a couple of months into the recovery process now. What signs of progress have you seen that have given you confidence moving into the summer?
Yeah, I'm really happy where I am right now because, as I told you before, I was not able to do things on my own, even not walking. And right now I can walk on my own. I can do proper strength on my leg, and I'm taking it day by day. I know it's in process, and I have to embrace that. And every day I'm waking up and looking into the next target. So that's my mindset in this recovery.
So Xavi, I don't know if you know, but Hannah here, her brother is the right back for Aston Villa, Matty Cash. So I'm sure you've had a couple of run-ins with him already. So looking to the future, right now, what gives you hope?
Oh, what gives me hope? Obviously, seeing the World Cup now on the television gives me more motivation and more, that fire to keep going more. And I have dreams that I want to achieve, and I know I'm going to achieve it. So putting the work into it, and obviously coming up the next tournaments that are coming, that are my main goals. And obviously with my club, Tottenham Hotspur, I want to achieve big things. So that's for me my main goal. Yeah.
And definitely, you mentioned Tottenham there. What did you see in the last couple of weeks of the season? Because you guys were in a relegation battle, and then you got your new manager, De Zerbi, coming. What kind of things did you see in those last couple of weeks that give you confidence going into the next season and your future with the club?
Yeah, It has been a really difficult season, especially for the fans, I would say. But yeah, with the new coach coming up, like Roberto, we were really happy with him. I think there were a really good connection between the players and the staff. And at that, you could see the last couple of games. Even though the last 2-3 games I couldn't play, but I was seeing on the pitch, yeah, like the guys had a new boost and new vibe on the pitch, and that was something really positive. And now going into the next season, I think really big things are coming up with the coach.
What did he do specifically for your club, for maybe the attacking players, that gives you hope about where Tottenham's heading next? Because it feels like as soon as he came in, you all responded. And I think for you in particular, there's almost like an exciting part because you can be used in so many different ways under De Zerbi.
Yeah, for me, when he came in, a lot of players already spoke about him that I know. And for me, it was I would say an extra boost because I know the way he wants to play. I know as well, like he was an attacking midfielder as well. So as a player like me in the position that I play, I like to have freedom, and I think he gave me that, and he's giving me that. So that's something for me that is really important, and that I can bring my best game out. So yeah, about that, really happy.
And Xavi, moving on to the international side of things with the Netherlands, have you been able to keep up with the team in the World Cup?
I know that first game, not being there, it's got to be difficult, opens up a little bit, some old wounds there, but it feels like you're in a great place right now.
Yeah, I'm following, of course, my country, my teammates, my friends. Tonight is a big game for us, and hopefully we can win. And obviously in the World Cup, you don't have easy games. All the teams are qualified because of a reason, and yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I really trust in the abilities of my teammates. Yeah, so I'm supporting them.
You know what, Xavi? After the last World Cup in 2022 in Qatar, where the U.S. got absolutely handled by the Netherlands, I wouldn't mind a rematch in this one because the U.S. are looking pretty good. Have you been able to see the U.S. men's national team play? I mean, absolutely sensational against Paraguay, and we did our thing against Australia as well.
Yeah, of course. I made my debut against the U.S., so it's special. But I saw as well the games because of the coach Pochettino. I had him on PSG, so I know they have really good players, and I think they have a really good connection together. So hopefully we'll find each other, and we'll see. The best may win.
Yeah, I love that.
The US versus the Netherlands would be an interesting game, wouldn't it?
It really would. I'm curious, Xavi, for all the kids watching this around the world, if they're going through, dealing with a serious injury at the moment, what advice would you give these kids that maybe are going through some tough times?
Yeah, I think at the end everyone is different, and everyone has different emotions. But what helped me, for example, was really isolate myself from everything and everyone a little bit in the first couple of weeks, and only be with the people that really are with me in a daily basis, and that really gave me the power and the desire to work and go through this injury with more hunger and more desire to achieve all my dreams that I want to achieve. So I would say that, just be with the people that love you, and after that, just go for it, and for sure you will be back.
Well, Xavi, despite all the adversity you faced, you still managed to have a smile on your face, so it speaks volumes. Thank you very much for joining us here on Morning Footy today.
And a nice cut too. You must have traveled the barber with you, or I don't know or you got a family member who can give you a nice cut. But that's looking good.
Yeah, all good. Thank you very much.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. Okay, then everybody, time for a quick break here on Morning Footy. We've got much more Morning Footy 48 Nations on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down. the grand prize, $1 billion. Win this game. Change your family's life forever. Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the running man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my camp. What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the point of here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Well, Spain is back in action on Sunday at noon Eastern for match day 2 of the group stage. They'll be taking on Saudi Arabia, who drew 1-1 with Uruguay in their first game. Spain also drew in their first match, which was the biggest surprise of the group stage so far, as Spain are one of the heavy favorites. But Cabo Verde had 40-year-old Brick Wall Vocinha in goal, who became a household name after making 7 big saves in this match, the third most in the tournament so far. Now, Spain had 49 shots, and yet they couldn't score a goal on Cabo Verde. But guys, nobody should truly be panicking about Spain just yet, because remember back in 2022, we saw Argentina fall to Saudi Arabia in the opening match, but then they went in to win the whole thing. So, Mateo, you think that Spain could potentially follow in that same path as Argentina did just 4 years ago?
Of course. I mean, we went into this tournament and it was Spain and France at the top of everyone's list. We saw the first game where they didn't have the two weapons that we were all very excited about, right? To get that blend of tiki-taka with now these two wingers that could terrorize you. It's hard to double team them both constantly, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. Even though Nico Williams hasn't had the best season domestically, he's had some injury problems, but really exciting to see them all together.
You think that Spain can do it?
Yes.
I'm thinking Saudi Arabia over Argentina like 2022. You know, they're going to pull up this major upset. For me, I look at Spain, and of course they have the quality, but they're lacking something when I'm watching it. And it can't be just as simple as, oh, if Lamine Yamal's on the pitch, you know, for 90 minutes versus, you know, him coming on as a substitute. I just feel that whether it's a killer striker, and I know they've kind of had Oyarzabal do it, they've had you know, Mikel Merino at times, but for me, they're missing something. When you look at England play right now, or France, Argentina, I just think that Spain, and they still have time to figure it out, but at the moment, their form is not screaming world champions.
I think two teams, right, with the engines of Portugal and with Spain. We saw them kind of falter in match day 1, if you will. And I say all the time, I want to see 2 games before I really make a judgment. This is Spain. I look at this roster. I look at these players. Lamine Yamal getting closer. He said he can't play 90 minutes, but getting closer. I don't know how you could possibly even think about counting them out just yet in any way, shape, or form.
Well, let's bring another voice into the conversation. Guillaume Balaguer, our CBS Sports Spanish football correspondent, who is in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh,
because
beautiful,
that is
Chattanooga.
That is where Spain's camp is.
Great.
Have you been enjoying it so far, Guillaume?
It's been busy, but I know the places to go.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a very non-answer answer.
Yeah, did you end up shopping at Walmart with Lamine Yamal by chance? I saw him strolling.
I've been to Walmart.
Oh, beautiful.
Not with Lamine Yamal, but we crossed paths with one or two of the Spanish internationals. I even had time to go to Nashville. Oh my God, great.
Absolutely fantastic. I love this. Guillaume, I need you to be documenting your time in the U.S. just as everybody else has, because we've been enjoying seeing it. I would love to see you out in Walmart and Nashville.
I'd love to see Guillaume roll up to a family barbecue.
Could you imagine him with a hat with the boots?
Hey,
cowboy boots?
Get this guy some ribs.
I did some reels in Nashville, which is absolutely crazy. It was like a Saturday. It was only a Tuesday. It was like any other Saturday, like Saturday evening in Liverpool. It was like that, but like 16 hours from 2 o'clock. Now it's great. And I'm discovering that people are extremely nice, really, really nice. And as always, when you go into a World Cup and you go into a country that you don't know very well, you get to know it better. And you destroy a lot of myths and lies that get told about the country. So very, very welcoming part of the world is Tennessee.
Well, Guillaume, looking at Spain, again, we were asking if they could potentially follow in the path that Argentina did 4 years ago, falling in their first game, but then going on to win it all. Do you see Spain being able to turn it around and get to that same pathway?
The simple answer is yes, absolutely. But let me put you the context so you know where we stand and why, as Charlie was saying, we haven't seen the best Spain yet. In the press conference after the Cabo Verde game, Luis de la Fuente had changed his tone and got a little bit tense when he was asked about tactics. And he came out with a line that he didn't need to use, but he used it. We haven't lost in 32 games. 32 games. Okay, so he's trying to say, and he said it since then, we know what we got wrong, we're going to correct it, and we are much better than it looked. Then I started digging into the story, why he was feeling like that. And partly was his own fault. They actually thought Cabo Verde were going to play like they did against Cameroon in the qualifiers. Man-to-man, pressure high, so let's put another midfielder so we can beat that pressure. That's why Xavi was there. And all of a sudden, he finds that Cabo Verde was defending on the edge of the box, and he didn't have the wingers. Not only he didn't have the wingers, they weren't ready to come on. Apart from Jeremy Pino, we don't know why he didn't come on. But Nico has got 20 minutes in him. Lamine Yamal only came in the minute 71 because he only had about that 25 minutes in him as well. And then if you put wingers, you have to put somebody that heads the ball well, and that's Mikel Merino, who's recovering from injury. On top of that, 3 days ago, Victor Munoz, the other winger, got injured. So now they know we need to have wingers, and we need to have also more fluidity in the middle. Rodri's not 100%, but if you put Olmo in, who Lamine Yamal wants next to him, then the ball moves a little bit quicker and players go running behind. So these are the kind of conversations that have taken place in the last few days. As you can imagine, with a draw, everybody thinks they have the solution. The players that didn't play, they think they need to play. The ones that only play 20 minutes want to play 60. And there is a little bit of turbulence, if you like, but it's just typical. And I think Luis de la Fuente has been saying to everyone, calm down, we're going to get better.
Sounds like France 2010.
Really is important.
So Guillaume, the message from the manager is calm down, let's stay calm. I know you're in Tennessee. I'm sure you're still keeping up with what AS and Marca are saying back in your wonderful homeland. So is there a sense of panic from the Spanish national media? How are all the fans taking that first result and also seeing the way that Spain can move forward?
It's not panic, but the questions were legitimate questions. Why the substitutions in the minute 71, the early ones, when you could see from minute 5 that Cabo Verde was defending so deep? Why not wingers? Why not Jeremy Pino? What's wrong with physically, with the players, with Lamine, with Nico? These are typical questions. And also 5 days between games, they're too long. You have to fill about 13 pages in those newspapers, just discussing absolutely everything. But it's been important that Luis de la Fuente has got next to him not only a psychologist, but also Aitor Caranca, former Boro manager, former youth coach with Spain and in Spanish international. And between everyone, they're just finding the ability to block themselves from the noise and realize what's important. And what's important is to make sure that those wingers are getting fitter, that the idea remains, that everybody gets the confidence they need to continue the tournament.
Well, Guillaume, we appreciate it so much. I'm sure we'll catch up with you soon. And next time we do, I expect more Western look. I want cowboy boots, a cowboy hat, or something along those lines.
You got a nice little tan going on too, Guillaume.
Yeah, he does.
That's a nice little Chattanooga tan.
Yeah, it's so warm here. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, I get my half an hour sun every day, yeah.
There you go. We enjoy it. Well, take care of yourself, Guillaume. Put on that sunscreen. We're going to take a quick break here. Much more Morning Footy, 48 Nations coming up for you on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back. Plenty more coming up on Paramount Plus today. We'll be with you at 12:15 as Sweden and Netherlands release their lineups for today's match. Then at 3 p.m., Golazo match day with Poppy Miller, Mike Grella, Nigel Weir-Coker, and Kai Kamara. Recap the Sweden versus Netherlands match and look ahead to Germany versus Ivory Coast. The same group has you covered when that match ends and also looks ahead to Ecuador versus Curaçao. Then domestic soccer continues throughout the World Cup, so it's USL League One action between Forward Madison and the New York Cosmos at 8 p.m. on the Golazo Network. Then at 10 p.m. Scoreline with Adam Hunt, Michael Lahoud, and Marcelo Alboa. We'll recap Ecuador versus Curaçao and look ahead to Tunisia versus Japan. All right, Charlie, should we give you one more moment to shine? Do you want to close us out by doing a little USA chant or lead us in a little Star Spangled Banner song? How do you, this is your show, Charlie.
You can.
You close it out however you want, Charlie.
To everyone watching, all I got to say is thank you for making this country shine. everyone who's come to this country, all the people within this country that have dedicated their lives to the sport. This guy next to me, who kind of paved the path for us to walk, and then these next guys are running. Thank you, because this is awesome. I couldn't be more proud for my kids to experience this, knowing that this is going to be their sport of their choice because of how the world has embraced the United States.
Absolutely incredible. Well, stay tuned here. Much more Golazo Network 48 nations coverage coming up for you on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon? When Jeff